Yes, hello Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper. My name is Jackie Vandersar Boot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada and in Europe. Now, on Monday, I had some kind of weird echoey thing going, and I'm really hoping that that's not the case today. So let me know if the sound is awful, and if it is, then I'm going to have to put up some noise canceling things all over the walls in here. Okay, there's always room for improvement, isn't there? I have a very fun card for you today. It's Wednesday, and that means we're stamping through my stash. So on Wednesdays, I try to ink up a stamp set that I have not inked up yet. And the reason for that is twofold. I want you guys, hello, Linda. I want you guys to learn also to use your stuff as soon as you order it. When it comes in, ink up your stamps, use your dies, use your products, because there's a 3-month guarantee on all your products. So you want to know if they're working well or not. The other reason is it will really jumpstart your creativity. You're going to remember why you wanted to order this in the first place. You're going to be excited about it. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the stamp set, and it's one of these stamp sets that is super surprising because take a look. Here I have it on a block. Now look at the size of the stamp compared to the size on here. It's shown, it says, I should have my glasses on. I think it says it's shown at 75%. So the stamps are way bigger than, look at that. This is the stamp for the flowers with the apples. So anyway, that's a good thing to know, and that's another reason why you want to ink up that stamp so that you think, okay, this is what I can do with it. So I think I just drooled. I'm reading a book right now or listening to a book, and it's about a cat. And when the cat's happy, it drools. Doesn't usually apply to me, but sometimes. Anyway, you probably couldn't even see it, but it was just really funny. And I'm way too honest sometimes. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a good day, and I hope that you're ready to have some fun. Let me just take a look and see. So far, it's just Linda commenting. So that's great, Linda. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so let's take a look at the card. And let me get back to, okay, so here it is. And I think it's really cute. I had fun doing the watercoloring, although I must say that really does take a lot of time. And then it opens up like this. And this side is the gift card holder. And on this side, oh shoot, I took it out. Let me see. Here, oh, here it is. The inside, just a minute. Here we go. Goes like so. And I messed up a little bit. I put too much glue here, but we'll be careful about that later. So this is a lot of fun. It's a great interactive card. So this is what we're going to need. For that piece that I just showed you, you need a piece of basic white. And I don't even think I have a piece of basic white. Oh yeah, I do. It's hiding at the bottom here. So this is the piece that came out, okay? And let me just go back to my camera. Okay, that's better. Then you guys will see what you're supposed to see. Okay, so that's this. And then we have a few gold foil pieces. And here we go. And this one, these are all our little die cuts. I did pre-color one, but I will color with you just to show you a few little tips and tricks. And let's just go back for a minute. Oh, oh yeah, this is the one, this is the stamp set that we're using, Words for the Season for in the inside. That's the one I used. And then this die here is from Branching Out. So Branching Out has lots of these great dies in here. It's a fantastic little set. It's got a great little pine cone. It has this cool berry thing. And I'm going to show you something else that I made with this Branching Out set, just to give you some more inspiration. And maybe you guys saw this yesterday on my reel. This book, look how pretty that is. So that is using the Branching Out dies and the little, yeah. So that's really fun. I'll show you this later, okay? Because this is not what this is all about. Okay, so those pieces, and then we have 3 pieces of pattern paper. One is a little bit bigger than the other. So one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, 8.3 centimeters by 11.5. And the other 2 are just a 1/16 of an inch smaller. And I'll tell you why. Okay. And now, are you ready for the secret ingredient? And I have to say, this is an oldie but a goodie. And I had my dear friend Carolyn Vander Stratton over for coffee and tea this morning. And I was showing her my album and a couple albums. And then she said, oh, have you ever made the gift card holder using an envelope? Well, and this is really cool. This happened by accident. This envelope is from the Memories and More cards. And I'm so glad I made that accident, because our envelopes in Europe are different size than the envelopes in North America. But the envelopes in the Memories and More cards are the same everywhere. So this is a large Memories and More envelope, and it measures 4.5, actually a wee little bit more than that, by 6, and let me just have a look, 6.5, I think. Yeah, a little bit more than 6.5. So we're scoring it. We can just fold it as well. You know what? We're going to fold it. So we're not going, because I want to teach you how to do this really easily. So we've got this envelope. We're folding it in half. Just make sure your corners are lined up perfectly. And then we're covering it all up anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Here, take a bone folder or a block, and see, now we have this. Now we're going to cut this piece away. So we're going to open it up, and we're going to get our trimmer. And you know what? I'm really directionally challenged. So what I'm going to do, this is the part that we're going to cut away. Then I know that. Because when I open it up and change the direction of things, I might forget. So here we go. Paper trimmer. And I'm going to put the fold right up here. And I'm going to move it over a wee little bit, because I want this really gone. Oh, just a minute. Think, Jackie. Yeah. And now we're going to cut right till that score line. There we go. And now we're going to move it this way. And I'm going to go a little bit under the score line, because I want it to be, I don't want that score line showing up anywhere. There. Gone. All right. So now we're going to take our envelope. This is such fun. I just love this. Now we're going to turn our envelope around. We're going to lick on this piece. And if you don't like licking, you could use, look at this. This is a great use for your water painter. Okay, if you don't like licking that stuff, use your water painter to do this. Is it wet? Oh, yeah, I'm getting water everywhere. That's not the idea, Jackie. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. So here we have our base. Okay, so this is going to be the base. And now what you want to be careful of is, let me see, what did I do with all my stuff? All my ingredients are gone. Okay, this is not good, people. Oh, I laid them up on top of the thing on my desk. Okay, this piece is eventually going to go in here. So when we put the piece of paper on here to cover this up, you want to make sure you're not putting any glue here, because then it's going to seal up that opening. So watch this. We're going to start totally backwards. We're going to start with the inside of the card, because we don't want to forget this little tip. So watch this. We're going to take our adhesive, and do you see this? Do you see the gunk on my Tombow? If you don't take that off, your Tombow it's not going to come out, and then you're going to squeeze really hard and you're going to get a huge puddle. That's not good. So just take that off, rub it between your fingers, and then it's gone. Don't throw it on the floor. Throw it in a garbage can, or your carpet will get all gummed up. Now, I'm just going to put the adhesive on the envelope part. Okay? And then we're going to lay, oh, and we're not going to put this on yet, because we're going to be pulling something out. So it's a good idea to put a little gap in there. So I have a 1¼ inch circle punch. You can use any circle punch. Go in about halfway. Now mine is not working very well, so every once in a while it gets stuck. So I have to be very decisive and go hard. There we go. Because if I go softly, then it doesn't go through all the way. And then it gets a bit raggedy. Okay, so there we go. Perfect. So that's the inside. See, now this will go in no problem. See? Perfect. Okay. Let's go back to our other parts. Yes. Okay. This paper is the same, but one of them is a wee little bit, see? The one on the outside is just a hair bigger, because it doesn't have to make up for that fold in the middle. So this one's going to go here. And this paper is from our autumn paper. I can't remember what it's called. But we'll put this down nice and flat. And let me just take a peek at your comments, okay? Because that's what's nice about a live. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Yeah, this card is a lot of fun. Oh, we're gonna now we can put the adhesive on the paper because we don't have to worry about anything. We're just covering up the envelope. By the time you have all your layers on here, it's a nice strong card. No one will ever guess that the inside of it is an envelope. There. I don't know if you could use an envelope that's already been used. That'd be real genius. Then that's a real recycling moment. Well, look, I got a little water on there, so that doesn't look so nice. But guess what? We're covering it up. Okay. So now we have this. I wanted it to be rustic because we have a rustic centerpiece. And the last little tip is if you've got any white showing, if you didn't measure perfectly, then you can just go with your blending brush with early espresso and go around all your edges. Okay. So here we go. And yes, I am making this card from the inside out, kind of. And I also forgot an extra piece of cardstock, so we're not going to be able to finish this card completely. But I will tell you what to do. Okay, so I have a tiny little bit of white showing at the top. So afterwards, I will go around with my, I don't think this is green. See, yeah, we don't want green, but we'll do that with early espresso. Okay, now we'll take this piece. And it's going to go down flat. And then we'll do the coloring last, okay? And then I'll zoom in a little bit so that you can see better. I also want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have never sold so many tutorials as I have in the last 4 days. I am blown away. So thank you, everybody. There was one small error in my tea advent calendar. It's not an error in measurements. I tell you that you need 4 pieces of something to put together and you're really only using 3. Thank you. I forget, someone messaged me privately, which was very kind, to let me know that. So I will put a notice on that so that we don't forget. Okay, so this goes on flat. And what's really cool is that when my people, I call you guys my people, it's really kind of funny. When all of you guys went to my blog to check out my tutorials, a lot of you found a lot of older PDF tutorials that are fantastic. So it was really nice because, you know, you put all that love into writing tutorials and then some of them just don't get used a whole lot. Okay, so this one is, where's that from? From my, oh yeah, this is from Branching Out. I'm going to stamp from our family to yours. But you could also do this. If someone has a winter birthday, you could also just do happiest birthday wishes or sent with lots of love. You know what? We'll switch it up. And I'm going to say sent with lots of love. There. Peel that one off. When you have photopolymer stamps, always lay them on your desk and then pick them up. Because get in the habit of doing that because then they'll be nice and straight. Okay, so we have real red here. Tap, tap, tap. And right in the middle. And there we have it. And then I'm just going to leave it flat. I'm not popping it up because otherwise it's going to get too bulky. And you could stamp some more on there, but I'm just leaving it just the way it is. You could add a cute little embellishment. But really, these beautiful dies give you everything that you need. And then if you didn't want to make it a gift card holder, you could just leave it like this. What I needed is another piece of paper, the same width, and then you use your punch. You know, let me see if I have another piece. I have extra paper here, but it's so pretty, I don't want to use it. And it doesn't match. Okay, maybe this does. Let's have a look. I have this paper, but that's blue. We're not going to do that. But what you would do is you would have the same piece, same width, and then you would just cut out a little half circle again. And then you add adhesive just along the 3 sides. And then you can tuck your card in. Let me show you on the real card. So that's all it is. I was going to do something fancier, but this is really the easiest way to do a gift card holder. To have just a rectangle, adhesive along 3 sides, cut the little hole in, and it's good to go. Okay, so we're going to pretend I did that. I did not do that, but that's okay. And now on this one, we're going to do this. You can look at it and see if it's good or not. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that looks nice. If you wanted to, you could tack a little piece of ribbon, but then I'm thinking it'll be sticking out the top of your card, and we don't really want to do that. So this works just fine. Let me just move this away because I don't want my ink to go in there. So let's see. So this just slides in like so, and you could just see it. People will see that. Or you could put a little, you could write in there. We used to have a stamp and it said pull here. You could write that there and then people will know, but yeah. Okay, so now we're ready for the pièce de résistance, okay? We're going to take this, and I did have a piece of watercolor paper. I really hope I didn't lose that. Oh yeah, here it is. Good, good, good. Okay. When you are watercoloring, you want to use jet black StazOn or saddle brown StazOn. We're going to just zoom in a little bit so that you can see. Now, while I'm coloring, I'm not going to be replying to comments, okay? I hope this fits. We're going to find out. This stuff smells like almond extract. I love the smell of it. It's very Dutch. Dutch people bake with a lot of almond. They have almond in almost everything. And at Christmas time, they use almond paste, and they love it. And I'm like, oh, it's a bit much. I don't mind a bit of it, but they have this Christmas log, and it's basically almond paste wrapped in a kind of a butter puff pastry. And you get a lot of almond. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to start. I'll tell you what colors I have here. It's hard to tell. I have garden green. I'm using garden green and old olive on the tree. I'm using basic gray on the well, you know what? I'll tell you as we go. We've got pecan pie, balmy blue, night of navy, early espresso, daffodil delight, Cajun craze, and crushed curry. And oh yeah, I do have pecan pie. Okay. So these are all Stampin' Up! Pencils. And what else was I going to say about that? There was something else that was kind of important. I'm going to put a piece of paper toweling underneath here to give me a little bit of squish. Okay. And okay, so we're going to start with garden green. Oh yeah, so our Stampin' Up! Watercolor pencils come in 2 assortments, assortment 1 and assortment 2. And if it's been a long time since you've bought watercolor pencils, the new, I think assortment 2 has the new colors in it, so it's good to get. So I'm just going to go like this in little circles all over the branches. I'm using garden green right now. And I am just really not being very picky about this at all. Sorry if my camera is wiggling a little bit. Okay, it's important to use little circular motions. I'm going to try slow down a little bit. If you use straight lines, it sometimes doesn't blend properly. The other tip for watercolor pencils is if the watercolor pencils aren't blending well, sharpen them. That means that they've accrued a little bit of a waxy coating and then they don't blend well. And that can be super frustrating. You might think it's you, but it's not you. Okay, so there's my garden green. Now, I'm going to use a bit of early espresso in tiny right along the trunk. And a wee little bit of pecan pie over top of that, if I can find it. Oh yeah, here we go. Just so that you get a more nuanced brown, okay? It's kind of a richer tone when the two are together. Okay, and now I'm going to take some old olive, and it seems to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to keep that closer to the trunk. It'll give the illusion of darkness coming from the middle of the tree. There. and then you can add color whenever. Okay, so now I have, oh, I hope, oh yeah, it's here. Okay, I've got some water going, and I'm not going to squeeze anymore. And I'm just going to start in the middle. This is really not complicated, and I'm sure you could make it more complicated. I'm just spreading the color around a little bit. Okay, this is called no fuss, no muss watercoloring. Okay, and it's pretty cool. Here. And you can see how you get a little bit of, with the two colors of green, it just looks like it's a nicer, richer looking tree. There, and then I'm going to carefully go in and lighten up the trunk a bit. I don't want the color of the brown to blend in with the green. So I'm just going to keep my water pen going straight up and down. There. Now also, I'm going to put a little bit of brown in here. This is a live tree, so it's sitting in soil. And I can just get rid of the green a little bit. And there's my brown. And then the pot, did I make the pot? Oh yeah, the pot is gray. So I've got basic gray here, and I'm using the lines from the artist, and I'm just making little circular motions. And now I'm going to teach you a really good little coloring tip that I learned from my dear friend Caroline Bona. And that is this. You start making it wet in the white spot. And then you move to the color and you pull the color out. And I don't think I added enough color, but that's okay. And then the color goes into the middle. Oh yeah, there it comes. And then leave a little bit of white. And then it looks really nice. If you want to add more, you can. And you can do that also by just picking up the color off of the tip of your pencil. Okay, I'm just going to go over here and then just bring it in. But make sure you leave a little bit of white because that adds interest. Okay, all right, let's do the berries. I have real red, and I'm just doing a little dot in each. It's hard to do shading in here because it's so tiny. And I'm trying to see if there's another berry there. I made the mistake again of not wearing my glasses. Okay, a little dot of water. And then it's nice to add Wink Stella afterwards. You can also add a little bit of, use a blend to add a little bit more color if you want. I'm going to use, I used garden green, but I'm going to use old olive for my holly leaves, I think. We're going to find out. I'm just adding some right here. Again, I'm going to start in the white section, and then I'm going to pull the color. Let's start in the white, and then pull the color out. And that way you're almost guaranteed to have a little bit of white space left in there. I decided to do Night of Navy on the candle. Oh, let's do the wick first. I don't know why. Just this pop of yellow makes me happy. And again, I'm not leaving much white there. Let's get rid of the green. There, I'm gonna just add a little bit of water there. Perfect. Now we're gonna use some Night of Navy, and I'm just going to make little circles here and little circles here and a little bit along the bottom. And again, we're starting in the white section, and then we're going to pull the color. Okay. In the white section, and then pull the color. Isn't that nice? And then maybe a wee little bit. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit off the tip here and add a little bit in behind. Okay, you can always add more color. It's a little trickier to take it away. Okay, so now the bottom of the piece of wood here, I'm going to use early espresso, kind of alternating. You could make this whatever you want, but we don't have many browns. So, sorry, something's rattling. I don't like rattling. I have a thing about noises. Okay, I'm going to add, I did not do this on the other one. I'm going to add a little Cajun craze. I don't know why. Just, it looks kind of cool. I'm going to just do it. And again, this is going to be no fuss, no muss, not thinking too hard about how this is going to look. I'm just going to go over it with my water pencil and see what happens. Try to leave a little bit of white just for interest's sake, but honestly, it's all good. There. Don't stress. No stress. Now, I had a hard time. I didn't know what to do with the top. So what I did, and I don't know if it's still on here. Yeah, you can see it. I put a little bit of crumb cake ink on my block, and then I used it. It's crazy, really. So what I'm going to do is make this wet in here first. And then I'm going to pick up the ink from the crumb cake ink. And I'm going to start by the edges where it's darker. And then we'll bring it in a little bit. Here, start on the edge. And then bring it in. There. See, so because we want the top of the wood is lighter, the inside of the, see, so that works. And now we have to do the wooden reindeer guy. I found him really hard to do, and for some reason I wanted his antlers to be lighter, and I used crushed curry. Makes no sense, maybe. Antlers can be white, they can be all kinds of colors, but I thought it looked kind of festive, so that's what I did. And you know what? You can do whatever you want. You're the boss. Okay, pecan pie. You could also use your inks instead of your pencils for this. I'm just gonna, oh, I forgot to do circles. Circles, people. And little circles here. Quick, quick. And here. And then I, for some reason, I kept his face a little bit lighter. And let's add a little bit of espresso in where the shadows are going to be. So by his belly, here at the bottom, the inside of his legs, here, here, underneath his neck, underneath his chin, and in his ears. There. Okay, now we're going to go and color a little bit. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep a little bit of white. And then let's pull the dark in here. It's not too bad. And then I'm just going to make his tail a little bit lighter. And then in here. And I think it doesn't look too badly. There. And then I have to decide, I'm just going to go a little bit lighter in here, what his face is going to be. And that's a bit too white, maybe. There. Oh, now I've ruined it. Okay, well, it's all good. Maybe a little bit of pecan pie for his face. A little bit lighter. And I'm going to add a little bit of crushed curry in there. Just a little bit. And we'll see what it looks like. Oh, that's not bad. The thing is to just play, guys. Just play. Because it's just coloring. Don't let it stress you out. A little bit of pecan pie. A little bit of crushed curry. And a little bit of water. I'll mix it up a little bit. There. And then we're going to cut it out. Except all I have is my ribbon scissors. So in the magic of TV, I've cut it out. Here we go. And then we're going to just move this out of the way. Take our pretty little card and pop up some dimensionals on here. Okay, now I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think? Let's have a look. Oh, you know what? I'll zoom out a little bit just so that you guys can see. All right. Hello, Donna. Hello, Helen. Yes, my water pen is a Stampin' Up! Item. They have brought them back. They discontinued them for a little while, and I bought a bunch because I was freaking out to not have them. But they are back. Okay, so that's really good news. Now, I forgot to say that the watercolor paper that I used is not Stampin' Up! Stampin' Up! Does have watercolor paper. I used a great big pad that I got from Amazon. I can share a link with you later if you like. I really like it. I also love the watercolor pen paper from Stampin' Up! It's thicker. It's excellent, excellent quality. But it's not always that practical for classes because you don't get enough. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over to the side a little bit. And if you wanted to, you could add, what am I thinking? You could add a sentiment if you want, but we've got enough sentiments going on. So now I'm just going to use these. I forget what they're called. There's some kind of flat gem, and there's a petal pink, and there's a gold. And what I like about them is that they're really flat. And, oh, I can't pick them up. There we go. No, now it's stuck to me. Okay. Here. It almost looks like a water droplet when you put it on the gold. I struggle. Does anyone else struggle picking these things up? And I'm going to put one little one there, and then a little one. Maybe if I slide it off. Oh, there we go. Flip it like a turtle. And there. How cute is that? What do you think? And then if you like, add a bit of Wink of Stella. I'm going to add Wink of Stella to the one that I haven't here. Wink of Stella. And guess what else, guys? Let me go back here and zoom in a little bit. I'm going to show you something. When you buy your Wink of Stella, then this part comes off. There's a black piece in here. If you don't take that black ring off, then your Wink of Stella won't work. But after you're done, see? Now it's in there too. This pulls out too. And then you can fill this with alcohol and shake it up, and then it'll go for another, I don't know, couple months. So just a second. Shake it. There's a little ball in there, and when you shake it, you should shake it every time before use, because the little ball distributes the glitters throughout the liquid. If you don't do this, you don't have a really nice Wink of Stella. I did not always know that. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of shimmer to the tree. And you can't see it in the video, you really can't. And then I'm going to add a little bit to the berries. And there, and a little bit here. You could just cover the whole thing up, but later on you'll see the shimmer, and it's really beautiful. You can kind of see it. Okay, guys, that is a wrap. Oh, guess what? Who wants to see my album? Yes. Okay, we're going to zoom out. Just a minute. I know. Let me just move all my stuff out of the way. And so this is the Christmas album. And I am going back to Canada November 25th because the most important thing in our family, I mean, of course, Christmas is a huge day. We're celebrating Jesus' birth. It's huge. But as far as family fun goes, we love our Christmas tree farm day. So look at this. So this is the pictures are the full size printed by the Canon Selfie photo printer. So they're a smidgen smaller than 4x6. And then these things go like so. And then this one pulls out like this. See, so you've got 3 pictures there. And then on the other side, there's 4 and 5. So you've got 5 pictures on this side. There. And then on this side, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you wanted to, I haven't yet, but you could do 6, 7, 8, 9 pictures. So it's a great little album, and I show you how to do it. And this is really cool. It's an accordion binding, and the cover is padded. So it's just a beautiful, professional looking album that you can make with your own supplies. You can use whatever paper you want. I first did a practice one with this paper. Do you guys remember this paper from years ago? It's so pretty. And then this is Blushing Bride. And I cut those out of the paper as well. And this one is the original one that I saw from a German demonstrator, but it was, the pictures just didn't work for me. It's too small. It's too small for a 4x6, and it's too big for the smaller ones. But I will make it work here. And then this side does the same thing. I made a mess with, I wrecked it a little bit. And then this one does the same thing. It accordions out. So yeah, this is also in a PDF on my blog. So it's just a fantastic gift. You could make this for any occasion, not just for Christmas, but it's so nice to get your photos off your phone and into something. So, and I find that the Canon Selfie has really, you can print photos from your phone and you only print the photos that you need. So if you need a link for that, let me know. I will happily give you one. And if I can figure it out how to put that on my phone, it's so simple. And you're not drowning in pictures, and you only print the pictures you need. It's wonderful. It has changed my life for scrapbooking. Really, it has. Like, I have my page and then I decide, okay, which pictures do I want? And it's great. So thank you guys for joining me today. It was really wonderful. Thanks, is it Catherine or is it Catherine? Lovely name, Catherine. Hi, Rose. Hi, Donna. Nice to see you. Okay, it was wonderful connecting with you guys. If you like my video, please share. It will be up on YouTube as well, because live videos only last for a month on Facebook. Okay? All right. Have a super day, guys. Bye.